This week, we're back to our regular schedule, so don't worry, I'm not going to make you sit through 40 minutes of the Berenstain Bears. Trust me, I'm not going to make you do that. Welcome back to Deep in Bear Country, a Berenstain Bearcast. I am your host, Phil Gonzalez, and this week, as I said up top, we're back to normal. We're back to just watching a regular Saturday morning episode of The Berenstain Bears from 1985. But I got to thinking when I was in the shower, because that's the literally only place I actually think. I got to thinking when I was in the shower, what is it, at what point in American history, or world history, I guess, did we decide that animated cartoons were children's fare? Like, what point did we tip over into it being, I know it had to have been like a process, but when did we decide this is something that it's most just primarily for children? And then we had to have some kind of like weird renaissance where we rediscovered cartoons for adults, which is like 90% of what they make for Hulu now. But when was that? If you look at the history of animation, like animated film cartoons, you have to start with Winsor McCay, who was, not the first person to animate drawings, but he was definitely the first famous person to animate drawings with his Gertie the Dinosaur. And he did Gertie as like a side project for vaudeville, because he was still working for the Hearsts, for William Randolph Hearst. He was still drawing, like Little Nemo and Dreams of a Rarebit Fiend and all that stuff. He was still doing that. He was still under contract, but he was performing in vaudeville, and he created Gertie the Dinosaur as a film to appear alongside, to replace, I think they were called chalk talks, like the things where he would do a presentation to the audience while drawing images. But this was actually like a cartoon that he could command and that could perform for him. And the only reason he didn't continue along those lines is because Hearst made him stop. Hearst refused to allow any of his films to be reviewed in his newspapers because he was under contract to draw cartoons for the newspaper. It's this whole mess. But the point I'm getting to is these performances were for adults. They were for a ticket buying audience. And as it progressed, as animation progressed, they became more and more child focused. And the reason I ask is because animation, no matter how simple it was, no matter how low budge they got it, no matter how many corners they cut, animation is still a time and labor intensive process. And it's just wild to me that they decided that this money suck that animation was, this like labor suck that animation was, this thing that required the buildings of new facilities and the development of new technologies, was eventually something that we needed to relegate to cheap and easy kiddie fare. Like, it's wild to me that this thing that requires so much time and talent, infrastructure and contract negotiations and the development of just entirely new facilities for a studio, they decided was also the thing that they were going to devote to just throw away children's product. I don't understand, like, at what point it became more. At what point did they decide this is something that we're not going to devote any real thought to, and we're just going to toss it? I don't know. This is all a long way of saying today we're doing the Berenstain Bears. And the episode, I think it's episode 20. I believe it's episode 20 overall, like of all the Berenstain Bears episodes. I think this is the 20th episode, which means it is the 40 something and 40 something else episode, or 30 something episode. I don't know how it works. In any case, we're going to watch it. So I'll see you in the studio. I'll see you in the theater. I'll see you in your seats. I'll see you on the other side. Let's go. Here we are. The Surefire Bait. Who is our writer on this one? Oh, we know Stan and Jan wrote the story, but who wrote the screenplay? Stan and Jan. All right, let's get on it. Ooh, some sweet funk. Yeah, Mr. Mailbear. Wow. Ding dong, got a package for you, Mrs. I'm sorry, I'm going to get off that.
COD for Papa Q Bear.
Ooh. Cash on delivery. That's what COD means, kids. Cash on delivery.
It is. It's the catfishing book I ordered.
I'm going to pretend to be a 13-year-old girl on the internet.
Catfisher by Sir Isaac Grizzly. Oh, Jake,
That's supposed to be
your
somebody
days are
famous? That's supposed to be
numbered.
somebody real?
Papa, you're not still determined to catch old Jake the giant catfish.
More determined
Have we
than
met
ever.
Jake in the
And with
TV
this
show?
book,
Did we meet Jake already? I can't
miss.
remember.
If I could only track down the rumor that there's one kind of bait that old Jake can't resist, maybe it'll be in the book. The catfish
Wow, wow,
is
wow.
innermost secrets.
Sorry, I was imagining what a book on catfishing would say Jake was attracted to. It's in my own little personal, like, playlet going on in my head.
Giant cat. How to hook the big one.
How to hook the big one. Ho, ho, ho. An entire book on catfishing
What
big
do you think we
ones.
ought to do? I think we ought to warn old Jake and fast.
So they know Jake. We've established they know Jake. Did we meet Jake? We haven't done the coughing catfish yet.
I hope I can skim a stone 3 times.
This is like a whole ritual.
Try again. Way to go.
Hi there, Coveroos! What's happening, little
Coverooge.
We came to warn you, Jake. Papa sent for this book with all the secrets of catfishing.
It's this thick, and it's got all kinds of stuff.
What to do if they if they request
I
can't even think of the words I'm looking for.
We just want
A video conference? I can't think of a Zoom call.
No way old Papa Q is gonna catch old Jake,
Right, because we're telling you
'cause I'm the
you're an intelligent person.
slickest, most powerful catfish, and these here are any other parts.
How do you keep the hat on,
Well,
Jake?
it's been good seeing y'all. Keep in touch now, you hear?
Bye, Jake.
So long. Be careful.
But he's buying a gun,
The
Jake.
person we should be worrying about is Papa.
No, we gotta worry about both of them. Because when
Or
big, powerful
your
catfish like
children
Papa
and they're
Jake
adults,
go
and you don't
head
actually
to
have
head,
to worry about
anything can happen.
either of them. I'm gonna kill that catfish something good.
What's that thing, Papa?
This thing, Malad, is a gang hook.
Well, I don't think all those hooks are fair, Papa.
All's fair in love, war, and catfishing. Or even better, it's a smorgasbord.
Just the
game
term catfishing.
guaranteed to hook a big one.
Smorgasbord gang hook?
I don't get it, Papa.
You're not supposed to, sweetie. It's old Jake.
Catfishing is for adults.
It's right out of the book. 6 different hooks, 6 different kinds of bait. First, a nice wiggly worm.
The nice wiggly worm is the promise of money to a lonely widow.
Kinds of bait. I'm bound to strike his fancy with at least one. 3, a chunk of garlic bread. 4,
Again, just tell Jake, don't grab anything that's lowered into the water and he should be okay.
Trouble.
I get it. They're more worried about Papa's
Here's a
safety
Papa
because
Bear rescue kit handy.
Jake's an intelligent creature.
Here's the kit. Let's check it out.
Roll of bandage.
Right,
Bottle of antiseptic.
right.
Pair of sunglasses.
Sunglasses? What are they for?
For a disguise in case Papa does anything really embarrassing.
Right.
now you 2 are gonna have to wait on shore.
Which he will.
Don't worry about us, Papa.
Yeah, you're the one that's got to be careful.
Remember, Jake is an actual intelligent man. He's not like an animal, Papa. A cashew? Yeehaw!
Smorgasbord, my favorite.
Oh, Jake, no, honey, no.
Yes, indeed. And now, Papa Q Bear, I have a treat for you.
He's down there. I can feel
Not a
it.
gun.
I just have to wait till
I got a treat for you, Papa Q Bear. Oh, this is gonna hurt something fierce. Oh, he just pulled himself into the water.
Dang book. Guaranteed I'd catch a big one.
Well, there's
Oh
no
my
question
God.
about it, Papa. You certainly are a big one.
Pouring bourbon on your butt
Well,
certainly doesn't
did
seem
you
to
find
accomplish
anything about
anything.
that secret surefire bait?
The bait that old Jake won't be able to resist.
No, dang nabbit. But here's something.
Language, Papa.
Water
Papa Q,
Springs.
language.
The perfect place to catch the giant cat. Hey, I know just the place.
Papa, you're not thinking of going fishing at...
Cold Springs Quarry. I sure am.
But Papa, that's a dangerous place. with all kinds of rock slides and avalanches.
Milan, you got to expect a certain amount of risk when you go for the big one.
Hurry, sister, and bring that rescue kit.
Okay, but he could literally die, is what I'm thinking. At this point, they're like, no, Papa, you can die. This ground is not sturdy. I don't understand how this is a good place to catch a catfish. There seems to be only one catfish in this lake. How could there be a good way to catch it? Like, if it's been caught once, that's it. That's how it works.
Ooh, Papa Q Bear. The nerve of him interrupting my bath. Guess I'll have to teach the old fool a little lesson.
I'll just destroy this millions of year old outcropping. That's the thing about cartoons where these cliffs fall and like Wile E. Coyote, like a mountain will crumble. Is that they are like destroying
Papa, you don't
the
want to
landscape.
know.
They're destroying the landscape. They just destroyed the landscape.
Papa, that book isn't going to work.
So unless you
He said to
can
face
find
it,
that
Papa.
secret
You're
sugar
trying to
baby,
kill a neighbor.
give up.
Is he trying to kill? Would they eat Jake the catfish if they caught him?
Wild mushrooms and rare plants.
Get him all tripped out. Make him think he's king of the lake.
Where are you going, Papa?
Into the deep woods, of course, to check out the wild mushrooms and rare
I froze. I somehow froze. I froze. Look at me. I'm frozen.
Whew. It certainly smells rare.
I'm
And
pausing. I'm pausing.
that's about the wildest
I'm back.
looking mushroom I've ever seen.
I better try it. Better put it in my mouth. Oh boy, I can see colors. I can see colors.
Very Jake.
Or hear colors? I don't know. I guess you can always see colors. That's the point.
Jake. But he'll never catch me.
I don't know anything about drugs.
Old Jake's my name, and foolin' Papa is my game. For though he searches high and low, he can never ever know the secret snack that tops my list. It's toasted cheese balls I can't resist.
Toasted these balls. So now we're in Rumpelstiltskin sitch. We just dealt with Rumpelstiltskin already. I assume that legend does not exist in the world of catfish because they would know not to speak their secrets out loud unless Jake is using this just as a trick. He just a trick. It's just a trick.
Jake, I heard him say it myself. The secret snack that heads my list. It's toasted cheese balls I can't resist.
Mmm, Canela. I love it.
I've gone fishing.
I declare, all this.
What are you gonna do? Is hold it over the lake? I don't understand.
We have to warn old Jake. There's no time to warn him. Jake will go
He
for that
knows.
bait.
He knows. Jake will go for that bait. Yes.
To do something.
I see a bear holding a cheese ball over my lake. I guess I better go kill myself to get it. I guess is like their thought.
Hey, this isn't the way to the lake.
He's an actual person.
Grizzly Grand's. I'll explain on the way. Hello? Gran? Are you home?
Grand.
Enjoying a little barbecue and honeycomb.
Hi, Gran.
Well, if it isn't my favorite Cubs, you're just in time for a little barbecue with my special Grizzly Gran hot sauce.
Ah, jeez Louise.
Good sauce.
That's what we came
That's a good that's good sauce.
You see, we're sort of having a party and
Why, you dear sweet Cubs. Here, take the bottle. You're Cubs after my own heart.
thanks, Gran.
Heartburn, you mean?
Well, if you'll excuse us, Gran.
Yeah, we gotta go.
Dear sweet things.
Yeah, you just took that off the fire, Grand. That's not your hot
Here to
sauce.
see the fun?
That's right, Papa. Is Gran's hot
I don't
sauce
know where
ready?
this is going. I have no idea where this is going. They inject hot sauce into Papa's heart.
I've waited a long time for
Oh,
this
I
one.
get it. What's happening? Like, it's the hook that's the dangerous part, not the ball itself. All this will do is make it so that Jake can't spit out this incredibly hot,
Secret snack that hits my
hot
list.
snack.
It's toasted cheese balls I can't resist.
No, Jake.
I've got him! I've got him!
He could just spit the ball out anyway then. Like, that doesn't make any sense. He would be what? Like, pulled up out of the lake, he would just spit the ball out.
Or Roasted sleazeballs.
Maybe, Papa.
Roasted sleazeballs, Papa. Oh, I guess that's it? That's it. Roby Gorin. Okay, we got a Roby Gorin going on. Let's get a little comedy action.
See ya.
Have fun on your mountain vacation.
My daughter, my child, my youngest. Goodbye, wherever you're going.
You be a nice kitty while I'm gone.
Don't worry.
Okay,
honey.
so we got a cat
We'll
sitting
take good
episode.
care of
I don't know
you.
this
Just
story.
Enjoy your trip.
Meow.
Well, they're going to have no trouble reaching Old Mount Grizzly. Their car's in great shape. Listen to that engine purr.
That's not the engine, it's Pop.
Puff.
Of course.
It's a little ASMR for you.
You'll be amazed how many bears can't tell the difference between a cat's purr and a station wagon.
Bye.
Bears don't own cats, is what I'm saying.
Well, Cubs,
They're
let's
still
get on
visible,
along.
like...
I'm in the mood for some serious snoozing.
Falls asleep where he's standing. We getting a song? Oh, no.
Huff, what's wrong?
No wonder. Look over there. That pack of dogs.
Bear Country has a pack of wild dogs. Oh, no. What the heck's going on?
Yeah, it's Squire Grizzly and his hunt club.
Oh.
I bet they're getting ready to go on another one of their fox hunts.
Tally ho!
Puppy power! So, I just don't understand the relationship that the bears have with the wild animals in this area.
Ah, yes, riding to the hounds, galloping over hill and dale. Yoicks! The glorious
Wow,
sound
that was
of
a
hunting horn.
pretty exciting little jump we got there.
Well, I think it's disgusting. All those bears and horses and hounds chasing one poor little fox.
I mean, that is the
Right,
argument
Papa,
against his
it's
sister.
hardly a fair contest.
Yeah, well, of course.
But what if the
Yes,
fox had a
indeed.
gun?
The unspeakable in pursuit of the inedible.
That's
Thank you,
better.
Papa.
The hounds are gone, and we'll be home real soon.
That's it.
Grab the ball.
We're getting some real cat action in this episode. Whenever a cat appears in the Berenstain Bears, it's always weird. Like, it doesn't feel like cats really fit this universe. Like, they're the visitors. Because it's that easy to get a cat to go to sleep, by the way.
Help me. I've been robbed. Robbed? That's awful. What was stolen?
Calm down, Freddy. Whoever robbed you made a big mistake, because you're a charter member of Bear Country's foremost crime busters, the Bear Detective.
Yes, we know, brother. I'm a member. I'm one of 3. We're all standing right here. We know what it is.
Detective kit.
You don't understand.
Stand. Hit it. Nail that.
Not only that, your sniffer hound Snuff is the world's greatest crime solver.
World's greatest crime solver. That's me. Why, the mere mention of the name Papa Q Bear strikes terror in the hearts of evildoers. When I'm hot on a case, even the innocent plead guilty.
Sure, Papa. But
That's
see,
not
what
good.
happened when
That's-
Freddy was robbed?
And Brother
That's
was
not
going
something
to
that we
rob
we want to happen,
And
Papa.
Snuff is the world's greatest.
I'll beat somebody to within an inch of their lives and make them confess. I'm the greatest crime solver there
That's
is.
what's been stolen. My sniffer hound Snuff. Snuff.
I bet he's just on the fox hunt. I bet he's just on the fox hunt. Is he just on the fox hunt?
It's a catastrophe.
He's the fox?
Why, the great Snuff
Squire Grizzly's like,
capable of
we're done with
sniffing out
hunting
a
foxes.
butterfly and a
Today we're
snuff
hunting
is
someone's
the only
beloved
thing that
pet.
stands between Bear Country and a terrible crime wave.
Well,
I don't like to hunt anything unless there's a child between me and it begging for its life. I'm Squire Grizzly.
Without him on the team, I don't even know where to start looking.
Did the thieves leave any clues? Anything we could go
Oh, so
on?
there's suddenly, we realize just what terrible detectives they actually are.
The next minute he was gone. It's like he vanished into thin air.
It's almost like he went somewhere, like dogs do on their legs, I guess.
I've got it. Obviously, we're up against a master criminal, right?
Accidentally knocked
And it'll require
this off of
scientific
my shelf
methods,
because of my
right?
wild gesticulating.
So what we need is a dog detector.
Huh? A dog detector?
What can detect dogs?
What in the
What can
world is
detect
that?
dogs? What do we have in our possession right now that can detect a
dogs
dog?
The way a Geiger counter detects radioactivity.
Look, Unc, instead of wishing for impossible things like dog detectors, let's go to town and start looking for snuff. I've got some pictures here in my wallet and...
What's bugging Pup?
The collar and leash has Snuff's doggy scent on them. And every time she sniffs them, she goes...
It's almost as if it's... Yes, we get what's
It's our
happening.
Dog detector. Dog thief, here we come.
Again, dogs can move independently of thieves. Stump was standing on the ground one second, I turned around, and then the next second he's not standing exactly where he was. He must have been stolen by some sort of thief.
What does your dog look like?
If there was a thief, I'm going to have egg on my face.
What is he? A
Say.
beagle? A terrier? Schnauzer?
Yep,
We'll let you know if we spot him. Good luck.
struck out a...
Why do you have so many pictures of different dogs in your wallet? Some of them I consider my dogs, some of them I just consider.
When it's Snuff who's been snatched. We're getting nowhere fast.
Snaff who's been snatched? What's going on?
That's because we haven't brought our main weapon into play yet. Today's modern detectives rely on science.
Strawberry honey.
Supercomputers,
Yum.
laser microscopes, and dog detectors.
Have you come up with any clues, Papa?
I just told you what I have.
I'm seeking Bigger Gabe, the dog thief himself.
Bigger Gabe?
Or herself.
Quick, Freddy.
Oh.
Give me those photos.
Bigger Game. I thought that was a bear name. I thought that was a bear named Bigger Gabe. That would be great. There's Too Tall, there's Big Gabe, and then there's Bigger
You
Gabe.
filthy dog thief.
Okay, so we're off to a really bad start.
Mayor's wife, Mrs. Honeypot, and her pet Pekingese.
How dare you touch my precious poopsie?
That is not what she said. Ladies and gentlemen, that is not what she said. She did not say that at all. So we're just gonna move on. Although, well, okay. How dare you? Yes, we're not gonna talk about that
Closing in
anymore.
on the culprit. What say you, Puff? Gads, the building's packed with pilfered pooches. We're gonna catch them red-handed. All right, everybody freeze.
Yeah. Okay, those aren't well-trained dogs if they react. Oh, I see. They're reacting that way to the cat. I thought they were just reacting that way to somebody entering the kennel show. Hey, this is similar to the Big Pet Show or the dog show novel that we read. Where the dogs are there for the dog show and they go crazy when someone brings a cat.
Don't notice them.
Yeah, this isn't working.
Let's check over by the woods. He always likes to play there.
Poor little Snuff. I raised him from a pup.
He just walked away.
Well, maybe a flea. The weird thing is, no one's even seen Snuff. I can't think of anyone we haven't asked.
I can't either. I can't think of anyone we haven't asked.
What are you doing up this way?
Lamb
We're
shakes.
looking for Snuff. Have you seen him? He's been stolen.
Stolen, hon? Not so you could notice it. Why, a while back we saw him trotting along this road as free as a breeze.
Huh? I don't get it.
Because he can walk.
I'm afraid Snuff's run away from home.
I'm afraid he hates you, son.
Dad, he loves me.
Granny and I figured there was something a mite strange about Snuff when we saw him. He had a
He didn't look like
wide
Snuff.
eyes.
Didn't seem like him at all.
So sweet and gentle.
Hey, it's Squire Grizzly's Hunt Club.
Tally-ho! Hounds to the fox!
Yeah.
It's Snuff. He's leading the pack of hounds.
I'm afraid that explains the look in Snuff's eyes.
He's a
gone
killer
wild.
now.
Wild? But why? It doesn't make sense.
Something else doesn't make sense. Snuff is leading Squire Grizzly away from the woods.
Oh, he's a good boy.
That is strange. Or maybe it isn't. Mrs. Fox lives in those woods. I think Snuff is leading the hunt away from the fox.
What a
You're
good
right.
man.
Look,
So this episode doesn't have anything to do with the cat.
it's Mrs. Fox. How about that? I didn't know they were old friends.
Snuff's scheme worked.
Old
Squire
friends.
Grizzly's Hunt Club is completely lost.
I mean, they're just right there. They're not completely lost. They can easily turn around and go in the other direction, especially now that Snuff's no longer leading them away from the fox. The other dogs will probably lead them to Mrs. Fox.
Solved by the Bear Detective.
And our
No, it
fluffy
really
new
wasn't.
crime
You
fighter
just
hunt.
wandered around until someone told you where the dog was. No end credits. All right, I think we're done with that. Let's head back out into the studio and we can talk all about these precious episodes. And we're back. We're back. We're back, and we just met a pivotal character in the Berenstain. I mean, we've met him before. We've talked about him before. We've. I believe this is the episode. Let me just go back in time a little bit and see. Yep, this is the first episode to feature Jake the Catfish. So. Jake the Catfish. So the first episode that we covered is the Berenstain Bears, The Surefire Bait, which aired October 25th, 1986, which I guess makes this 1986's Halloween episodes, I guess. They're not scary in any way, but one does involve a talking fish, which is kind of scary. Like if you saw it in real life, you'd be scared. We have discussed old Jake several times in the past. Old Jake is the catfish that lives in the lake, and Papa is determined to catch him. Now, we covered him because in the Berenstain Bears Scouts and the Coughing Catfish, the Berenstain Bears Scouts try to help old Jake. He is just a catfish in the books. He is simply a large catfish that people believe may or may not exist. In the cartoon, he is a character. He speaks with sort of a southern accent. He has a hat that he wears for some reason. I don't know why. It's like a ship's captain hat or like a yachting hat. And he is conversant with the cubs. He is an intelligent man, a boy, a child, a citizen, a member of the voting public, I guess, who lives by himself at the bottom of the lake. He is a bottom feeder, as catfish are. Scavenger. He eats garbage and poop, I guess. I don't know what catfish eat. He has long whiskers like a catfish, which can be deadly, I guess. They seem to think that they're dangerous. And Papa is determined to catch and kill him. This neighbor of theirs, this intelligent man who can talk and have conversations with your children. Papa Bear is like, I'm going to kill that guy. I'm going to kill that guy simply because he exists, and I do eat fish. We know that he eats fish. So this episode is weird. In that, not weird, but it's wild. Not wild, but it's a plot. The plot is that Papa Q, unlike many a Papa Q Bear episode, where Papa is going to do something and the cubs know he's going to hurt himself doing it, so they just sort of tag along. This is an episode in which Papa is going to do something, and the cubs know he's going to get hurt because he is attempting to kill a friend of theirs, and they don't want him to. And rather than saying, Papa, we are good friends with Jake the Catfish. He talks to us. He converses with us. He problem solves with us, alongside us. Instead of saying, please don't kill, please, Papa Q Bear, do not kill the man who lives in this water. They instead are like, we just got to warn Jake the Catfish. Now, what happens is Papa gets a book that is a book on catfishing. And throughout this episode, they use the term catfishing, which is fine because it's 1986. It's the year Little Shop of Horrors hit theaters. It's the year I stopped being a movie-going child and became a movie-going man and became obsessed, for the first time in my life, became obsessed with a movie. 1986 is Little Shop of Horrors. The first movie I can say that I was... The way some kids got about Star Wars, I got about Little Shop of Horrors. I pursued everything associated with that film in 1986. There wasn't a lot, but I remember there was a magazine that came out that had it on the cover, and I bought that. That had like kind of like a little behind the scenes making of. There was like little candy Audrey 2s, like little plastic Audrey 2s that you open them up and they had candy inside them. I remember there was that. There was eventually a cartoon based on Little Shop of Horrors. It only ran for half of a Saturday morning season, but I was obsessed with watching it. I got the Little Shop of Horrors book, which covered the history of the Corman film, the stage show, and then the film. I was obsessed. I got the soundtrack. I got the sheet music. I owned everything I possibly could own with Little Shop of Horrors. That was 86. That's when I was like, no, I want to envelop myself in this film. It's also when I first learned about Gertie the dinosaur, as I discussed up top, because I started getting really into the making of movies, the history of film, that ultimately, a couple of years later, led me to read Leonard Maltin's Of Mice and Magic, which is the history of animated films, and taught me about the history of Winsor McCay and Gertie the dinosaur. In any case, I did not, we didn't, no one used the term hyper-focused. No one used the term neurodivergent at the time, but my tendency to hyper-focus on specific situations, never mind. You get what I'm saying. Coughing catfish. So Papa gets this book that's all about like catfishing, and he keeps saying catfishing, and he's going to catfish. He's going to catfish people. And in 1986, we were like, I mean, must mean he's going to catch a catfish. But now it's funny to hear him constantly discussing catfishing, experts, tips on catfishing, how to be an expert catfisher. Because, as I said while watching the episode, it leads one to see like Papa like posing as a teenager online, or convincing a wealthy widow that he was the man of her dreams, like things like that. Like watch the episode; it's very amusing. So he wants to catch Jake the catfish. So the Cubs do what the Cubs do is they warn Jake, watch out, Papa Q Bear is on the prowl and he's going to attempt to catch you. Now, if you were an adult, and you probably are, if you were an adult and someone comes up to you and says, my father is going to attempt to trick you into a trap, you're probably going to be like, thank you for the warning, I guess, but also I'm just not going to fall for it. I'm not going to fall for it. So Papa he takes a clothes hanger, and to that clothes hanger, he attaches a series of hooks. And he's like, this is my smorgasbord. And to each hook, he attaches a treat, a snack. He's like, I don't know what Jake's favorite snack is, but I'm going to use this smorgasbord hook to catch this fish. He lowers the hook into the water, and Jake, being an intelligent creature, just picks the food off of the hooks and goes about his day. Papa attempts to pull the hook up, but he anticipates it being heavy. He overcompensates for the weight, and he ends up pulling. Oh, and Jake has attached the hooks to the seat of his pants. Just to the seat of his pants, Papa pulls him into the water with his own. Like, it causes him to lose balance, I guess. Pulls him into the water. I guess the hooks, the 5 or so hooks, 6 or 7 hooks on this massive hook, impale. I guess they go into his skin, I guess, because the next shot is him laying over a rock as his own children disentangle him from the hooks. But then Sister Bear pours alcohol, like booze. She has a flask of booze, which she pours over his butt and he's like, yikes. So I guess the hooks went into his flesh, and Sister had disinfectant in a flask, which I guess is what we're watching. It's a very strange scene, just in the sense that like the sister, and then you see her like a close up of her like screwing the lid on her flask, which is, you better believe I already turned into an image macro of Sister basically saying like, that's good booze. She doesn't say it. I didn't have her say that. I had her say something far wittier, which I'll post right here if you're watching it at home. If you're listening along, so just assume it's hilarious. So so what ends up happening is Papa pulls a Rumpelstiltskin, or Jake the catfish pulls a Rumpelstiltskin, or has a Rumpelstiltskin pulled on him. Papa overhears Jake saying a rhyme to himself, which is also a rhyme to the listening public, which is my favorite. He loves toasted cheese balls. That's the one snack he can't resist. So Papa goes home and makes toasted cheese. This is very convoluted. Papa goes home and he starts making toasted cheese balls, and Mama Bear is like, what you making? And he's like, toasted cheese balls. I'm going to catch that fish. And she's like, At the same time, the Cubs are like, we got to warn Jake. We got to help Jake. We got to protect Jake. Now, rather than saying, Jake, Papa's going to lower a toasted cheese ball into your lake, don't, or just for the next like few days, don't accept any food that gets lowered into the lake. Like that's basically what he should do. Again, he's a man. He's a human being. He's a character. He's an intelligent living being. Instead of doing that, instead of just going, just don't accept any food that's lower, they go to Grizzly Gran, who's barbecuing honeycomb, and she's like, want a taste of my honeycomb? I'm using my super special secret sauce. I put in my special super hot sauce on it. And so she puts the hot sauce onto, she like gives them, it's super hot, I guess is what I'm saying. They tell them they're going to a party. They need her super strong hot sauce, which they put it, they're like, we're too late to warn Jake. So they get a syringe full of hot sauce and secretly inject the toasted cheese ball with hot sauce. So when Papa throws it in, Jake's like, I can't resist. The one thing I can't resist. He gets in his mouth. Papa's like, aha. He pulls him up. Jake comes up with the cheese ball. But then he's like, yow, it's hot. Fire comes out of his mouth and he spits the cheese ball out and goes back into the thing. And Papa's like, I guess that was the wrong treat. Back to the drawing board. And the Cubs are like, right. And then that's it. That's it. And the whole ending doesn't make any sense to me, because if Jake is capable of spitting the cheese ball out, that means that it's, even though it's on a hook, and even though Papa was able to pull him out of the lake, that means that he wasn't able to pull him out of the lake because he was hooked. Just he had his lips tight around the cheese ball. But that also means that then Jake couldn't have swallowed the cheese ball. It's still in his mouth, but it's disintegrated enough that the hot sauce got to his mouth and had time to take effect. And that means that he's capable of simply spitting out the cheese ball, because he does. Which means that he could have simply spit out the cheese ball when he hit the air. Like, he would have been pulled out of the lake and been like, a trick of sorts. And then been like, puh, spit out the cheese ball. Which means it wouldn't have worked unless he can't resist eating the cheese ball. But again, the cheese ball, the hook didn't go into his face. So he would have then simply swallowed the cheese ball and it gone back down into the lake because he wasn't hooked. I don't understand. It doesn't make any sense to me. It doesn't make any logical sense to me. And also, so I guess Papa's giving up now. Like, he's like, back to the drawing board. But that means he's still going to try to murder Jake the catfish. Right? That's easy. He's still going to try to kill Jake the catfish, is what I'm saying. I don't get it. Doesn't make any sense to me, but what do I know? Next episode! I keep knocking things off I gotta stop with this time I knocked A Knight in Shining Armor. I got these Playmobil, I collect Playmobil monsters. I only collect the monsters from Playmobil. Any kind of ghosts, goblins, ghouls, or monsters I collect. So Scooby-Doo I thought was going to be a boon, because there's all kinds of people in scary costumes, right, in the Scooby-Doo line. But what you do is you would send away for a mystery bag. Like, you didn't know which creature you were going to get in the mystery bag, and it was always fun. So I ordered 2 of them, and I opened one up, and it's the Black Knight, which is just a guy dressed like a knight. It's not a monster or a creature or a ghoul. And if you take the helmet off, it's just a bespectacled man. It's me, essentially. It's just me. So I was like, well, that's disappointing, but I have another one. And so I opened the second one up that I ordered, and I don't even know where it is, but it's just another knight. It was another knight. So for the price of 2 monsters, I don't know where it is. For the price of 2 monsters or ghosts or whatever, I just got 2 knights in shining armor, which I didn't want. But now I have them. They're the worst. In any case, I guess I could have gotten the racist one. There's a kind of racist one, like the witch doctor one. Could have gotten that. I didn't. I eventually got like a guy dressed as a ghost, I think. I don't even know where he is now. He's with my other ghosts. But yeah, so I keep gesticulating wildly and knocking things off my shelves. So if you can see, there's my Playmobiles. Most of them are right behind me over there. But that's neither here nor there. So the second episode we watched was The Cat's Meow. A few interesting things in this episode. 1, there's a character named Honey Bear. 2, it is not Honey Bear, their sister. It is another bear entirely, a girl named Honey Bear, who they are cat sitting for. Honey Bear has left her cat Puff with with the bear family. Honey Bear is going away to the Great Grizzly Mountains. We never hear from or see her again. Now, this is one of those episodes. It's Roby Gorin wrote the episode, so we know it's going to be a little gag influenced. It's another, like the Surefire Bait, it's another Papa gets involved, except this time Papa is actually the smart one. So what happens is this. Again, the plot is needlessly complicated considering how it all comes out in the end. Brother and Sister Bear are cat sitting for their friend Honey Bear. They're cat sitting the cat Puff. Puff starts flipping out. She's like, psst. And they're like, what's going on with Puff? Puff is reacting to the presence of dogs in the vicinity. Who are these dogs? They're hunting dogs. Who are they hunting with? They're hunting with Squire Grizzly. What are they hunting? They're going out on a fox hunt. Apparently, Squire Grizzly does fox hunts every year or so, in which he goes out and kills a fox with the help of guns and horses and dogs and his friends. Sister Bear rightly says that doesn't seem like a very fair fight. Fox hunts seem like a horrible way to torture an animal unto death. And Papa's like, you're right. But they also notice the cat hates dogs. She starts hissing and spitting whenever dogs are around. Fine, remember that. Then Cousin Fred comes running up. Help, 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 he says. I've been robbed. And the cubs are like, we are the bear detectives. You know we're the bear detectives. You are one of three. You, me, and other. We can solve any case with the help of our sniffer dog, Snuff. And Papa's like, and me, I'm Papa Q Bear. I'm very smart as well. And they're like, great, we're going to solve your mystery. What has been stolen? He's like, that's it. It's my sniffer dog, Snuff. Snuff has been stolen. Somebody stole him. Here's literally what Cousin Fred says. He's like, I was out with Snuff. He was standing right there. I turned around. When I turned back, he was gone. Somebody stole my dog. And I'm like, dude, listen. And if you watched me watch the episodes, you know this is where I'm going. Here's the thing about dogs. They have 4, what? Legs. What's on the end of those legs? Feet. What's on the bottoms of those feet? Paws? Is that how it works? Are the paws the feet? Or like the paw is like the front of the foot? In any case, dogs have 4 legs. What do they do with those legs? They walk. Where do they walk? Wherever they want. I think maybe your dog just walked off. Like that Cousin Fred went straight to somebody stole my dog as opposed to Snuff must have just run away. Is wild to me. He owns a dog. He's a dog owner. But they're like, we're on the trail, but we don't know if we can help you. Snuff is literally the only thing we have in our toolbox. Like literally, we just usually wait until Snuff tells us where the thing is we're looking for. That's the bear detectives. And so they're like, I guess we'll try. And Papa's like, what you need is a dog detector, and he brings up a Geiger counter. He's like a Geiger counter can detect radiation. And they're like, Papa, get your hat out of here. Papa, there's no such thing as a dog detector. And they run off. But Papa's like, wait a minute. The cat is, whenever there's dogs, he grabs the cat and he chases after them. Now, unfortunately, the cat will react that way in the presence of any dog. So first it causes Papa to assault Mayor Honeypot's wife because she's holding a dog. And he accuses her of being a thief. He grabs her dog. She chases after him. They come across Grizzly Gramps, and they're like, we need help here's the story. You probably figured out. Snuff just ran away. Gramps is like, I saw Snuff. He was acting weird. And they're like, well, that means Snuff ran away. That means he must be an unhappy dog. And I'm like, dude, Snuff's a dog. He's just a dog. He ran away because he saw something that distracted him. Snuff, they see Snuff, he's leading the fox hunt. And they're like, what? And then they're like, but wait, he's leading the hunt away from the woods. The woods is where Mrs. Fox is. Again, they know the animals in the vicinity by name, even though they want to kill them. Snuff is leading the hounds away from the foxes because as they see, once the hounds are away from the foxes, Snuff returns to the woods, goes up to Mrs. Fox and like nuzzles her. And they're like, oh, Snuff and Mrs. Fox are friends. And I'm like, right. Snuff and Mrs. Fox are friends. Right. That's what we're calling it now. Friends. It's clearly a romantic relationship. Also, I can't remember if Snuff is a boy or a girl. It doesn't matter. My favorite part of the episode though is, Squire Grizzly and his friends on their horses and their baying hounds are now like out of the woods, and they look over at them. They see them. They're standing right there. They're over on the hillside, and brother or sister is like, Squire Grizzly's lost. Ha ha. And I'm like, well, they're not really lost. Like, it's not like they were relying on Snuff. They don't usually rely on Snuff. Like, all it's going to take, now that Snuff is back with the cubs, Squire Grizzly's other dogs are going to be like, oh, wait, we were wrong. The fox is actually over here. Like, now that Snuff is no longer leading them away, they're just going to find Mrs. Fox and her cubs and kill them, I guess, with blunderbusses. What do you hunt foxes with? I don't know. Again, going on a fox hunt, terribly unfair in like the realm of hunting. It's not just like I'm hunting an elk. It's like, no, it's this very small animal that's terrified. I've got horses and baying hounds and a lot of guns and friends to help me kill this animal. And then we all go home and celebrate. It sounds like something rich people would do. I mean, we're just, Squire Grizzly's a billionaire. We're lucky that it's not like children he's hunting, because that's what happens. So, yeah. So what's weird though, is that this episode is called The Cat's Meow. And at the end of the day, doesn't matter if there was a cat in it or not. Puff, cute cat, nicely animated, but honestly doesn't do anything. They run into Grizzly Gramps, who's like, your dog is over there. That's what the bear detective, and they say at the end, they're like, another case solved by the bear detectives. And I'm like, you didn't do, is that the joke? Was that Stan and Jan's joke? Was that the whole point? Was that the bear detectives don't actually solve a single mystery? Like, they're just walking down the road and Grizzly Gramps is like, I saw your dog. He went that direction. And they're like, well, look, he's right there. There he comes. Is that the joke? Is that the joke? Is that what's funny about it? Am I missing that entirely? Has that been the joke from day one? Has 10 and a half years of this show finally driven home that Stan and Jan were just goofing on the concept of kid detectives? That kid detectives don't actually ever solve anything? That their mysteries are no harder than like, where is the dog? He is over there. Because the books even are like, here comes the wise old owl to tell us exactly where the thing is we're looking for. Here's Snuff to tell us exactly where the thing is we're looking for. Here's the tic-tac-toe king cheating on tic-tac-toe. Is that the joke? Have I been missing that the entire time? Viewers and listeners, let me know. Is it really that simple? In any case, it doesn't matter if there was a cat there. The cat played no role in this except giving us something to happen at the beginning of the story, I guess. Cute cat. And we have a bear named Honey Bear. Is that who Honey Bear is named after? I guess we'll never know. So that was the Surefire Bait and the Cat's Meow. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for listening. Thank you so much for joining me here on Deep in Bear Country. We'll be back with another episode soon that's based on a book that I'm a big fan of. And also another episode that becomes a book that I'm not really a fan of, but that exists and that we already talked about today on this episode, this very episode. That's right. Next week, we're going to be covering the sequel to The Surefire Bait, The Coughing Catfish. And we're going to be covering The Trouble with Friends, the introduction of Lizzie Bruin, and the only appearance of Lizzie Bruin in the animated series, this animated series. So thank you so much for listening. Thank you for joining me. Thank you so much for being a part of this. And I will see you all next time, deep in Bear Country.